I don't know if he was dream or vision, but I feared that I myself had unleashed him.
Ooh, did you watch that movie? Raised in Arizona?
Nope.
Nicolas Cage, and
I've heard of it.
it's good. I think I might pick that one actually. It's a classic.
Wow.
But what's up, MadeMedia? How's it going, man?
Not bad. Just new week, I guess. I don't know. I'm okay. I'm eating because I haven't eaten really all day. So.
Nah, go ahead and eat, man. I ate a ton, man. Like that air fryer, it's like I became a chef overnight, you know? It's just like I cut the potatoes, the meat. So I started adding some other stuff to it, and I was like, man, like just put it in the air fryer.
Yeah.
Now turn around, and that's it.
Yeah. That's what I was doing right now. I was buying stuff to meal prep for the week.
I'm horrible at meal prepping. I could cook a ton, probably like for like 5 people, 6 people, but I end up eating it all in like one sitting. So
Wow.
I'm not good with it. Like I'm probably the only one I know that goes to Costco for himself. Like, and I eat the whole thing within a couple days.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's where I was at, Costco. And it's raining in LA again.
I bought one of these for myself today. Look at this.
Oh,
like,
dude, I should have bought one of those.
I'm telling
For
you, man.
yourself today? For the whole... You mean just for today?
Probably till tomorrow, but yeah, like...
I need to get one of those.
But yeah, man, like, well, in case anyone's wondering, today we're going to talk about the Dark Crystal. Spoilers ahead. But cool. Like, yeah, I had a long day today too. Like, it's 65 degrees here today, so it's extremely hot for everybody.
Wow.
I had my window down. I was driving. I was like, dang, man, this thing, it feels beautiful. But it was definitely, what's up, Pedro? It's definitely beautiful here today. I went to the gym. I'm starting to do so I've been working out and I've been losing a lot of weight. Well, I've lost 12 pounds so far, right? But I've been wondering, like, why isn't my chest or anything getting like swollen or anything? Yeah. And one of the guys said it's because like you're working out I'm doing a lot of calisthenics too, but I'm also doing a lot of like upper chest, like whole upper body, whole lower body at the same time. So now I'm like dedicating like days to biceps, triceps, all that stuff.
What did they tell you? You're burning your gains? Is that what
I'm burning my gains basically. I gotta stop like working out like too much on upper body, too much on lower body, and focus more on specific locations. So this week will be biceps.
Wow, nice.
But I saw you. I'm liking it too. Like actually there's this one shoddy at the gym, and I was like 58, 59.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
100.
102.
Yeah.
Nah, but yeah, man. Well, let's get to this movie, man. This was picked up by yours truly, Money Mendez. And Money, I know you weren't alive in 1982, but tell us why you picked this one.
I love this movie. So we've been on a Jim Henson / 80s movie kick this last couple choices, so I just thought I'd round out that time with Dark Crystal, because this is probably my favorite of the ones that we watched so far. It's the same as everything else, like sci-fi fantasy, like the music is amazing, the story is really cool. They're all like that kind of you gotta save the world kind of story. So, and I saw this one was co-directed by Henson and another dude that I didn't know.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, the Mandela effect. When you see that name, you're like, who the hell is that guy? I thought it was directed by this one.
What has he done?
It looks like he's done Star Wars. Let me double check. Actor. Yeah, Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, Episode 8, Knives Out, Sesame Street, Inside Out. I got a lot of Star Wars vibes from this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I'll
Well,
tell
I
you
guess
while
it
we go.
does have that kind of like, because it's like he's the last hope kind of thing, like Luke. Or
Yeah,
what? Go ahead.
exactly. Yep. Pedro says, "Am I the only one here that saw this movie in its original theatrical run back in the early 80s?" Probably. I'm so sorry.
100%. Because my mom would have been 9 when this movie came out.
Dang.
Yeah.
So this movie is called Dark Crystal, rated PG, 1982, a runtime of 1 hour and 33 minutes. Directors Jim Henson, Frank Oz. Stars are Jim Henson, Catherine Mullen, and Frank Oz. Dang, that's pretty cool.
I think he does the puppetry or whatever, right? Henson? Like, I think he does all the puppet stuff. Which I was going to say, because this is mostly puppets. All puppets, I think, except for maybe the Skeksis and the Mystics. I don't know, like, if those are animatronics or people in a costume, but most of it, and the movement is really good for puppets. Like, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it feels really, really good movement, and then like the way it's filmed, like the shots look really good, and it's just really well done, man. I really wish that kids today got to see more stuff like this. Like, to be fair, I don't know how much like puppet movies are still coming out today, and I don't know like if Sesame Street is still making new episodes to this day. Probably is, but like, I don't know. This was like the cool sci-fi stuff that I got growing up, and I feel like there isn't a lot of that cool sci-fi stuff anymore.
Yeah, I've not seen it, to be honest. Like, or I'm not aware of it. Hopefully there is something in the background, but yeah. So, but yeah, the cast is just puppeteers.
Muppets, yeah.
I got a lot of sense of Team America. You know that movie, Team America?
Oh yeah, because that's like yeah.
When they're
That's
running
funny.
around, you can see their legs going like up and down.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
But you mean the Muppets? Hanson does puppet work and voices, notably Kermit the Frog. Oh,
that's
wow.
cool. I didn't know that. I know he did. I know Banana that he did the Muppets, but I meant like Sesame Street is puppets too. I don't know if I don't think Henson is attached to Sesame Street, but I just meant in general.
That's for you, Banana. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to let you know if I liked it or not, but we'll get to it. Let's get to
I
it.
feel like
man.
every time we start, I feel like you didn't like it, and then towards the end, like you ended up liking it. And I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna like shit all over it.
Oh no, I don't like shitting on movies, even if they're bad. Like, I can if I do need to. Like, if it like, there's some movies I just do not like, but like this one. But we'll see.
Whoa.
But I think this movie I got a ton of pictures, man. So this is like a
Oh, cool.
perfect. Yeah, I got all the pictures probably, but this movie started off with those visual graphics that you like. You know, the storm.
Yeah, the
everything like
clouds
that.
in the sky and all that. There's a lot of that in this one. I like
As
that
soon
a
as
lot.
as soon as I saw this scene, I was like, oh, gotta get this screen grab.
Yeah. I don't know why I like that so much. It's just so cool. Like, it helps to sell that like we're on a different planet than Earth, you know?
Oh yeah. It's a whole different aesthetic, I feel like, to the whole where it just shows the clouds and nothing's happening. While this is like giving you like, it's almost like, for me, it feels like an artistic type of thing, like where they're doing
And
their
that's
own
like,
clouds.
well, there's probably more special effects, but like other than that kind of stuff, the rest of everything is practical. So
It's insane. That what's his name? Jim Henson. They gave him a blank check and they're like, do whatever you want. I'm dead serious when I say that. Like, you'll see. I'll tell you exactly where I saw it. So yeah, like you get like a zoom in of this like crazy castle. There's a big storm happening, and it's just a guy saying like, this is how this world works.
yeah, like
Basically,
a narrator. Yeah.
Narrator, yeah. So he's like, there's this purple crystal. Yeah. It's kind of dark. It's kind of like, you don't know yet. But yeah, I feel like this hit on a lot of current topics: religion, people following the Democrats and Republicans. Like you're following either one side, and I feel like this was like very insightful
I
of like
also
things.
I also felt like it had a lot of like the same kind of story vibe as Legend from last week, like good and evil, and
Yep.
the world kind of can't exist in balance without both. Like I feel like a lot of nostalgic 80s especially movies were like good and evil, the bad guy, the good guy, but like they both kind of learn the lesson in the end, or like, you know, they both come together in the end kind of thing.
Do you think that's cheesy, to be honest? Like sometimes I think it's kind of
Probably, but it's a cheesiness that I miss in the world. You know?
Oh, what's
That
up,
was
Paul
when-
Schreiber? What's
what's
up,
up?
guys? I remember this guy. What's up, Paul?
Yeah, from Oxcon.
yeah. The Muppets content.
But yeah, most people are gonna say like cheesy or corny, but just because everything else that the world's focused on now, like I kind of wish there was more of this, you know?
yeah. I mean, that's why they made it, right? It's for times like this, so people could just fall back and just enjoy good movies for what it is. That's what I think. I don't know, I could be wrong. But yeah, it's like a dark crystal that they're all surrounding. Basically, it's like they're the force. I feel like, you know,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
either pray to
Their
it
life
or
force.
yeah, their life force
Or their god.
or their
Yeah.
god too. Yeah, but yeah, they're going around it. They're basically a cult at this point. I think there's 7 like major senators, kings, or whatever you want to call them.
One thing I
Yeah.
didn't notice that I paid attention to, I didn't rewatch the whole thing because I ran out of time, but I watched about an hour of it today. But I've seen it a million times, so I can talk about it. But I'm just saying, fresh in my mind when I was listening to the narrator, because it opens up with the narrator and he's kind of telling how the world came to this point with the Skeksis and everything. And these are the Skeksis, and that's the Mystics. They're like the two of the
Species.
yeah, groups or whatever characters that are in this movie. And he was saying that the Skeksis use the crystal to catch light from the sun as like a life force kind of that's keeping them alive. But it's also like it shows them visions. Like you're right, like it's the force and everything, but at the same time I didn't pay attention to like when the sun hits it and the like, beams go in their eyes, they're like getting life from the sun.
Yep.
Because they're like
Pedro-
1,000 years old. Because when it opens up, like he's explaining, like 1,000 years ago, the crystal shard split, and the Skeksis and the Mystics were formed, and like life was different. I forgot everything he says, but that's basically how it opens.
Pretty much it. Yeah. Pedro says visually this movie was so weird looking to me as a young kid. Oh man, still today it's like, but it's so freaking detailed, man. Their costumes, like a lot of detail, a ton of detail.
As a kid, I was scared of a lot of this, but not like
Yeah. This creepy.
not like in a Freddy Krueger or like Michael, that kind of way where I was scared to sleep, but like it was creepy at the same time at being cool. Like the Skeksis and all the different like weird looking characters used to scare me. Like I don't know why, as a kid I always thought they were gonna eat me. Like when I saw characters that were weird looking, I was like, I don't know why. Same thing with E.T. I always thought they're gonna eat me. I don't know why I had that like stuck in my head.
Do you have that feeling? Like I know exactly what you're saying. Like, do you have that feeling more for these like animatronic characters or these puppets more than like CGI characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
I
too.
don't know why. It's because the way they move, they like, I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, it's very creepy.
Yeah, so you know it's good and I mean evil and good right here. They are basically getting their power up again and just about to take over their world all over again. And they're talking about like the 3 suns lining up again, so they have to start prepping for it. But then it zooms into Luke Skywalker, and then Luke Skywalker goes like, "I need to meet up with my boo." I forget her name already, but the blonde,
Kira.
the blonde Kira. And this is where I said they gave the director a blank check because look at all this greenery, look at all there's water, there's different types of a billion different types of plants, and
Yeah.
like the character's pretty big, man. He's not like 6 inches or anything. I'm sure he's a good size,
Yeah.
and yeah, they just give him a ton of money, and he does what he wants, and he does the money justice, or does the movie justice by like using that money for every single thing he could think of, use it for, and blah blah.
Yeah, everything looks really good. He does a great job of creating characters and storytelling with the sets that they build.
Yeah, that's the
Um,
word. Sets is like insane.
They do a lot of background because they did a prequel for this, which is the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance,
Hmm.
which is like telling that story that the narrator was talking about in the beginning. It's telling how that happened, like how the shard split, like because right now that guy Luke Skywalker is a Gelfling, and they don't exist in the world anymore. So he thinks he's the last one, and he's the world's last hope because there's a prophecy that says the Gelfling will bring about the end of the Skeksis, and they're kind of like tyrants in the world right now, ruling the world, and so he thinks he's the last one, and because his entire race or species was what do you call it when
Killed
they erase
off,
it? Yeah, they erased the species from like
extinct.
is extinct from the Skeksis. They got rid of them all because of the prophecy that said that they'll bring about the end of them. So in his head right now, he thinks he's the only one left alive. But anyway, Age of Resistance, like I think it was at the end of the show, there was like one of those like explaining the set and everything. If you don't watch the whole show, you watch that one, it'd be cool to like watch even after you watch this, because it shows the sets are actually, they're huge, but they don't need to be human size, right? Because the puppets are like whatever, like 4 feet, 3 feet or whatever. So it's
Yeah.
kind of cool to see like all the sets put together and everything. It's really cool.
I have to check it out. It's on Netflix. I saw.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. But it didn't do well, obviously, because it didn't get renewed for a second season, which sucks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like with these type of movies too, like the puppet movies. Like not so many people do like
It's
them as much
it's
as.
one of those dying things, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's Yoda. Yoda's saying like, "Hey, Luke, you have to,
It kind of is like it.
you have to pick up this, this force thing and bring it back to the big force." And basically, it's this master, the guy who's been teaching him ever since he was born, who adopted him, took him under his wing, and it's pretty interesting because you see this guy, and like this kind of foreshadows of like what these guys are right here, and like I'll tell you like in a little bit, but I thought it was interesting. Like you see the good and the bad.
Yeah.
They're basically like just taking advantage of what they have. Like they take the king. They choose their king by a battle or duel, and it's kind of like
Yeah,
you
that
look at it.
part's really funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And yet, there we go. Here's the current king who does not want to relinquish his throne because he doesn't want to die.
Yeah. I thought that was funny too when I was watching it. Like, even up until like the very second when they're gonna die, they're like, "No, I'm still," like all they care about is power and like ruling, So the
Yeah.
emperors are about to die, but so they're all standing around. I don't know why I think it's a her, but I call it. I don't know why. It's her voice sounded like an old lady, I guess. So like, but anyway, she's like, "No, I'm still emperor." For the last 2 seconds of my life, they were trying to already fighting over who's gonna be the new emperor.
Yeah, so he's basically on his deathbed, and like all his there's actually one guy who tries to steal his cane, right? Or his
Yeah, that's this guy,
yeah.
Chamberlain. He's the annoying Skeksis. He's so creepy. The way he like that character, the way he like,
Yeah.
he's always doing that. And then it's funny because the other guy that doesn't like him, the other guy that wants to be emperor, that he fights,
This guy.
that guy, yeah.
Yeah.
He says something that I always say to my dog, dude. He's like, "Stop your incessant humming or whatever, or squeak or whining." And dude, my dog is the same way, dude. My big dog, like he whines all the time. Like if I'm leaving the house, he just starts, doing that same kind of noise that freaking Chamberlain dude does, and I thought it was hilarious. 'Cause I was like, that's exactly what I say to my dog. Fucking annoying whining dude.
Money. I'm gonna look at the camera. I'm gonna tell you something. That's called love right there. That's
Dang.
Ah!
I know.
Your
I
dog
wish he
loves
could-
you, man.
I wish he could love me quietly though.
That's what love feels like, gotta embrace it. You can't keep like pushing away from it. But yeah, like we said, man, look at the costumes. Like every single thing in this whole set right here
Yeah.
is like to the nine. This guy, I'm telling you, that paycheck or that check, he filled that check up.
The other guy, go back to the other one. That dude on the left, that's next to the other guy that wants to be emperor.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always thought he was cool. Like he's the cool one. I was like, I want that dude to be king or emperor. I feel like he should be. I don't know what it was. He's the coolest out of all of them to me. Like the least creepy one, I guess.
Oh, here, this is funny. This is for you, Money. The most memorable memory I have is the Chamberlain. I also tried to imitate his squeal.
Yeah, dude. Freaking squealing and the way he talks and everything. It's funny.
But yeah, they're waiting for him to die. They're like literally just waiting for him to die. They don't care about him. They're just like
Yeah.
waiting. And then like so
That was interesting
king,
too. That's
So
like
yeah.
a foreshadowing thing.
the king dies, and then like Yoda starts like going into the force little by little. And
That's true.
right?
I never got all the Star Wars stuff until you started bringing it up. Now I'm like, oh dang, it is a lot like, yeah.
It's interesting because this guy slowly, dissolves into the force, but this guy crumbles into like dust.
I think
and
that's like a good and evil thing too. That's like
Mhm.
like his spirit just sort of withers away, and then this guy, like, because they're evil and like bad all the way to the core, like they just turn into ash or like crumble into powder.
yeah, yep. I'd rather be the force thing. So yeah.
Well, because you have a cat, dude. If you crumble into powder, your cat's gonna come take a shit right on top of you. So
Oh, I gotta ask you something at the end of the show. What do you think happens when you die in your house by yourself and you're left with your pet?
why did you look up like a scientific fact or something?
Yeah. Well, I stumbled upon it. I wasn't
Wow,
looking it up.
you stumbled. Okay.
It's insane. They basically eat your face off.
Jesus.
But they literally do. They don't. It doesn't matter how long they've been with you, but they need food, so they start. Since your body starting
See?
to,
They
there's a
love-
lot of things.
That's love too. Is that what you're gonna tell me?
I would eat you, but if it was the last thing to do.
Wow. I mean, how long are they in the house? alone? Jeez.
3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and then like you get to see Luke looking off onto the what's the scene in Star Wars where Luke looks off into the distance of that planet?
Oh, he does. Whoa, when
planet
he's
where-
like, that's his home planet. That's Tatooine, no? When
Yeah,
he's
he's
like
looking at-
staring out onto the suns or whatever.
Yeah, this is it right here.
And this also kind of looks in the prequels in Phantom Menace when they're on Naboo
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like
all
looking
green.
over the. Yeah, it looks like that.
I'm sorry, I keep mentioning Luke. It just gave me a whole
It
bunch
does.
of.
I have those vibes.
It's cool because he's starting to decide like, what do I do? Should I carry on like what my master told me to, or should I just do my own thing and just not do anything? But it
Yeah.
decides to go forward with it, and he picks up his thing and walks off. And then this is where I was like, I wanted to grab this screenshot because man, there's like 2 species in this movie, but there's like all these minor ones too, where like there's not many of them, but this freaking director's another notch. He just designs them, builds them, and just gives them like a little bit of respect. And I don't know, man, I love the costumes. Like this looks cool, man.
Yeah.
I've never seen this type of like creature in any other movie, so I give him big props for that.
Yeah, they're cool. They do kind of look like Fraggles, which is another Jim Henson old cartoon. Like that's kind of what they look like, Fraggles.
Okay, I have to look them up. Yeah, now they're they're fighting for the throne, and again, like I said, they're kind of dumb. Like instead of being like
Trial
trial
by
and-
stone.
yeah, yep, Trial by stone.
I like how
They're
they do that. He's like, trial by stone. And then the guy's like, trial by stone. And they all freak out. Like, such a stupid trial, too. Like, let's just hit this thing and see who could cut it more.
Yeah, it's so funny because can you imagine if this is how it was today?
That's
To
imagine
war!
You're having a statue argument on a channel, and so you just say trial by stone.
Yeah.
Winner's
Maybe I do
right.
that. Yeah, maybe I should do something like that. You know, who could click the mouse hard or the most? Yeah. That was a fake laugh, but
Cheat.
yeah. So they start they start hitting the stone as hard as I can, and then one of them loses, and then the guy that loses, they loot the guy in front of everybody. I was like,
that was weird. Huh? That was funny and weird at the same time. Like, let's rip all his clothes off and fucking banish him. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus, man.
One of our fellow brothers or one of our
Yeah.
fellow kings. Like, let's
Leave
just
this man with some dignity, dude.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So they take his clothes off. The other guy's named the king, and they start going to town with this guy. And again, they surround the
because the stone calls to him.
Yeah, randomly.
Stone,
Right
like,
after.
called
right?
out after the trial. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was because I think that's when Jen started to do his journey. So the stone was like warning them that he was, because they have, well, we'll get into it. But these little like they're army guys that look like crab creatures.
They look like beetles.
Yeah. It shows how they're made in Age of Resistance, which is really cool. It was cool watching it because it felt like I got to see like everything, how these guys all came to be.
I had a quick question for you. Does the crystal resonate to whoever controls it or whoever has it, or does it just, because here it's like telling them like, hey, the good guy's coming after us. So when the good guys have it, does it like go like, hey?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, they technically, I mean, it's spoilers for the end, but I mean, they technically own the stone. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, it is their stone.
Yeah,
It's part of it. You know what I mean?
that's true.
I
It's
guess
just kind
I'll answer this at the end. My
Oh
entire.
wow. Okay, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
All right. No kidding.
Wow.
Wow, that hurt you.
I don't want to spoil like what happens to the Skeksis in the end of the movie.
Got you. So yeah, the Beatles are called because they're their new security guard, or they're their security guard, and they're like, go find them. This scene was crazy. I love what he did with this. Like these like little broom, whatever, just came out of nowhere and just freaking Well,
Yeah,
Luke Skywalker's on his
it
way
rem-
to go.
It reminds me of like when you're under the ocean and there's
Yeah,
like
the
those,
starfish or like the little not
when
corals,
the fish,
but
and the things like go back in. Yeah.
yeah, this was a cool scene. Again, these are all puppets and freaking the guy had a vision, you know. He was like, I'm gonna freaking
Yeah, it's cool, dude.
yeah.
It's really cool.
And this is where like one of the weirdest creatures or characters I've ever seen comes out. Like eyeball comes out of nowhere. Of course, you grab your eyeball out of your socket and just. I don't know if I would do this if I had the ability to.
That reminds me of the like Oracle witches from Hercules. Like all that share the same eye. Did you ever see the old Disney Hercules or no?
I haven't seen it.
There's like these 3 witches that can see the future, and there's like one eye because they all have. Well, they don't all have one eye, but there's only one eye, and they're able to pop their eye out and put it into the other witch, and like they can hold it and same. So
I'll have to
that
check it out.
reminds me of that.
And then like, I thought this was a guy for like the longest
Wow.
time. It doesn't turn out to be a guy.
She's super creepy though. I used to think the same thing about her. Like she's technically a good guy, but I used to think the same thing. Like she was gonna eat me as a kid.
Yeah, she was gonna eat Luke Skywalker, or she was gonna be like a bad guy at the end. But,
She says it right. Eat? No, he says like, please don't eat me or something. She says, eat you. I'm not gonna eat you.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has like the biggest boobs too. Like it just,
Yeah,
I was
that's
like, what's
true.
up with that?
Jeez. And the big like butt, like she's like all awkward shaped. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, she turns out to be like a wizard or something like that in this world.
She
Basically,
might be more Yoda. I don't know.
I
Because
feel like this is
maybe if you count the
Qui-Gon.
other guys like Obi, oh, maybe Qui Gon. Because she lives
Yeah.
out in a hut in the middle of nowhere like
Oh
Yoda.
yeah, yeah, that could be Obi. Yeah.
And she's like the prophecy teller or whatever, like kind of like an oracle character.
Exactly. Yeah. She's basically an oracle. Yeah. Yeah. And this is her laboratory, or this is where she like does her oracle stuff.
Yeah.
uh, I thought this was cool. This whole set, man, like it's probably like 5 minutes of being here, but they burn it down right now. Well, we'll get to it. Yeah, she's telling them, You are the one. You are the one that needs to go and bring balance to the force."
Yeah. To save the world.
Yep. No, that's where he finds out. Yeah. How do you know, or how would I know? And it's not like he had the force inside of him. He got a flute out of his freaking pocket. He was like, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was cool the way, because the other guys, they like hum,
Mm,
and he figured out like the humming was like what would tell him the answer, the truth, or whatever.
yeah. Again, like I'm still like right now I'm invested into it because there's like I'm more interested in the bad guys, like what they're all about. Like the good guys right now seem like kind of boring to me.
They
The
didn't go
bad
into
guys,
their backstory as much as they did with the Skeksis.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And here's a good photo of like them together. They find out the Beatles have broken into their laboratory, and like they are
Shocked.
they're shocked, and she's like, "This is where you see them bouncing everywhere." And I was like, "Whoa!"
Wow.
There's
Like,
there's no resistance from them. They just break it down. And they just go walking all over them, which I thought was pretty funny.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's good. I like it.
and then like you see it burnt down. They burned that thing down, man. I love the scenery too here. It's not where I thought it was going to be, like in a cave or something. It's on top of a tree or something, and it
Yeah.
looked badass. And then you get that one guy that you like, just like he come to find out he's following him.
Yeah. Chamberlain.
Yeah,
That's his like way back in he's going to start following him because he thinks that he's got a chance. Like that's his way back into the castle.
yep. But then like it pans off to this guy. It always does this like every 10 minutes or every so often. Like and I was like, what the hell? Like what? Why? They're just walking. Like tell us something about these people. But yeah, they're just starting to walk, or all of them
They
are starting
don't
to walk together.
they don't really go into the mystics as much as they do in this movie. Like the Skeksis are definitely more of the story. These guys are just kind of there. You just see them as like wise old creatures or something, but like yeah, it doesn't do a lot to like create their background really as much as it does the Skeksis.
Well, I think we're gonna get to it when we get to the end of the movie, like what they basically are, I think, or I guess their
Yeah.
backstory a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just see them. And again, man, like I'm telling you, like this guy did everything with the money he was given. There's like a 3 minute shot of like where it goes through this forest and just zooms in, zooms out, and you're seeing like the forest alive. There's like random creatures, random things just popping out.
Yeah.
I thought this was really cool. And then Luke Skywalker is like, "What the hell is this freaking crystal? What am I going to do with this?" And then like yeah, I'm telling you, man, this whole world was alive. I really liked the whole set, like multiple sets, whatever. I thought it was badass.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then Luke is like, "Man, I look so good. I wish I had like a
Wow.
a partner." And then she's like, "Here I am." What'd you think of this? Like how they ran into each other?
It's kind of random. Like he runs into her pet dog or whatever that thing is, and that's how he finds her. But it is kind of random that they just stumble across each other.
Mm.
out of because they have no idea in their heads. Both of them think they're the last one of their kind, and then they just randomly run into each other in the woods. It's like, well, couldn't this have happened like years ago? Like, how far away were they from his original place? Like, that they'd never run into each other.
I know, because he just walks probably like half a day and he runs
Yeah,
into her.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you didn't have to walk far.
But yeah, then they start. Then they both realize they're both Gelflings and that they're not the last one alive anymore. And when they touch each other's hand, they get visions. Like they call it dream sharing, but they get visions of their life and how they were raised. She was raised by, I forget what these characters are called, but she was raised by them and he was raised by the Mystics. And yeah.
Yeah, so basically these guys are like the planet people, like the people that like Avatar, you know, like they grew with the
Yeah, the
planet, like with the
inhabitants or
animals.
whatever.
Yeah. Well, he grew up with like Yoda. Like,
Yeah.
he started like learn. He knew how to read. He knew what words were and all that stuff. So he took that route.
And all it ever says is like that the Skeksis burned down their villages when they were young and killed their parents and then like all their tribe or whatever. It never says why. It just says the Skeksis massacred their whole like like their whole family and everything.
Yeah. Yep. Like you said, and then like it's funny because like as soon as they touch, they go like, "Oh, I'm reading your mind," and
Yeah.
oh, this is us reading each other's minds, and I was just like, "All right, that's weird."
Yeah.
Having that conversation in the middle.
Yeah, that's
But
funny.
yeah, and then like
You find out she can talk to animals.
yep.
She has like a power, must be like a female thing, like part of the females of their kind can talk to animals, or she learned that from living in the woods. I don't know.
I think she learned it from the woods
Maybe.
because
Could be.
yeah. I think the female thing is just we'll get to it in a little bit. But yeah, they decide to join forces and they're gonna go find this thing. While these guys are just partying it out, man. But look at that detail, baby. Like it's freaking
Yeah, it's
tell
pretty
you.
sick.
This could be like a 6-scale figure right here, and I'd buy this thing.
I think that big thing is one of the creatures that they were. You know how that creature was in the mud that he was stuck in?
This thing?
I think that is one of the babies.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're like having a disgusting buffet of weird stuff. That was hilarious.
You know what's funny because like you say that it's disgusting and everything, but one of these guys calls these guys like really ugly. Oh, look, it's ugly. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, and then this ugly one comes.
They took her prisoner.
Yeah.
And she's
I
like
don't.
a bat. She's like a attitude old lady that like doesn't care that she's been taken prisoner. So she's like arguing back with the Skeksis and
Get me out of
it's
here.
funny. It's funny.
But look at the set, man. I gotta keep mentioning it because there's like everything, man. This guy could have took the cheap route and just had just one like little piece of food in the middle, but no, this guy had a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And then like yeah, he sends off Batman to go find him, and then and this is when they start having that conversation of like, you know, what happened to your people, what happened to my people, blah blah. I hate this dog, by the way. This dog started getting on my nerves.
Really? I think he's funny. He is annoying.
You think so? Yeah.
He's annoying like to Jen, like the male character. He's a dick to him, but he's funny.
And then again, it pans off to these characters just walking on a mountain, just randomly walking towards we don't know where yet, but they're just walking on a path to something.
Yeah.
And then this gave me a Lord of the Rings vibe right here, where they're like in a random bar.
Like the hobbits.
Yeah, the hobbits. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like she takes him back to her village, and to meet like all the people she grew up with. And I'm pretty sure they said the name of these characters, and I forgot.
Other people. Yeah.
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 But yeah,
so,
they're like, It's like Ewoks, kind of.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
live in
Yep,
the
yep.
forest. They're these little creatures that sing and dance, and yeah.
Yeah, and then they get into it. Man, I'm telling you, man, the way they did the puppetry here, like there's a bunch of characters here, and the way he's walking around was like, wow, they must have. I don't know how long this movie took to make, but it took some time. I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, painting and like constructing the sets alone must have took forever.
Yeah,
And then the way you have to catch film from these puppets like is another time consuming process.
yeah, by far, I think. And they're having a good time, but then the Beatles come back. They're like, hey, you forgot to pay your rent. You
Wow.
guys.
Forgot to pay your rent. Huh?
It's funny because like instead of killing them, they start picking them up and taking them as hostages, I guess.
Yeah,
Because there's
you don't
something
know
that,
why yet either. Well, I
yeah,
guess
you
it did
don't.
show them like chained up earlier, but you don't know
But
what
yeah,
they're
you don't know
doing with them. They're
why.
just
Yeah.
slaves, I guess.
Well, they're slaves, but then you find out they're doing some other stuff to them. And we run into this guy again, and he's like, he's telling the Beatles to like, hey, don't pick these two up. Like, he scares them off basically because I guess he's royalty. The Beatles can't touch him, or they don't
Yeah.
want to mess with him.
Um. Yeah, and so in a way, it makes him look like he saved them. You know,
Yeah, exactly. Yep, yep.
he wanted to look like he was saving them.
That kind of got my like whole attention to like, oh, he's gonna join up with them at the end, and just like, but yeah. And he's like, "What's up, Shawty? You wanna?" No kidding. Then like, then again, it pans off to these guys us making the freaking hike to I don't know where. I don't know if I like seeing this like with no explanation. Like,
I think
I didn't
it did say that the crystal called them.
call these guys.
Yeah, it said right after they were looking at, right after the Skeksis were watching Jen on the, like when he got the crystal, and they were talking about the prophecy and all that, and the Gelfling, and they didn't think that any more Gelflings were around. Right after that, and it pans in the Mystics, like they could hear the crystal calling them, and they're like, the crystal finally calls us home. Right before that.
Oh, that's right. That's like that's yep, yep,
So you're assuming they're going to the crystal,
yep.
which is at the castle, I guess.
And again, like, look at that, man. I was like, they're puppets, but it looks so good right there. Like,
Yeah, that's cool. It reminds me a lot of also like the. I mean, this is way better done, but I also really love those old Christmas like shorts and cartoons and stuff with the puppets. Like it reminds me a lot of that too.
okay. Yeah, so it's cool that you can see the whole body here. Like, usually it's from like the torso up.
Yeah. That's cool.
This is cool too because like they start walking towards like this random building behind them, and it has like he senses like it belonged to his people back then. And that's where I was like, how come she's not feeling that, you know?
Because he's the lead character, man.
That's true. That's true. My
He's the
bad.
one who gets the visions. He has the crystal.
But he disregards the crystal, man. Right here, he doesn't even care for it. Remember, he walks past it and she picks it up.
He like throws it away.
Yeah, he throws it away. So boom. Yeah. This scene got me off guard too. She was like, "Am I gonna be the new queen or is she gonna be the new ruler?" This was cool though.
Yeah, that is cool. She might be. If you watch Age of Resistance, that there's more background story on that.
Okay. It's cool because you get to see like they used to be a people of like intelligence, like maybe rulers, but it's insane, man. This is like this cool like 5-minute scene right here.
Oh, and it foreshadows there too.
Yeah.
Like around the crystal. I didn't even notice that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then he comes back saying like, "Hey, I'm your best friend," and
Yeah. And
Yeah.
they're scared of him.
yeah,
And he's trying to say like, I can help you guys. I can lead you to the castle.
being all creepy, looking into her eyes and all that stuff. I was like, whoa.
He's weird. He is a weird character. I wouldn't trust him.
Yeah. Uh, yep, and they decide not to go with him, and they're going their own way again. This was cool. This reminded me of like Star Wars again with the big elephant. The AT-ATs, I think they're called. AT-ATs.
Oh yeah. Or like any kind of, or even what are the ones that they ride on Empire Strikes Back? The Tauntauns.
The Tauntauns,
Kind
yeah.
of like that too. Yeah.
This is the scene where the dog is like, I gotta go with you guys.
Yeah. He's funny.
I guess he
man.
was pretty cool.
He's funny. These are supposed to be like the fastest creatures to run on.
Hmm.
It is really cool the way they move and everything. The creatures,
They're creepy as anything, but yeah,
they are creepy.
they move so fast because of those big ass arms and legs and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And this scene right here.
With like
Oh,
the scientists. This is finally what you realize they're using these little characters for. They're using the crystal to like suck the life force out of them, their essence. It's sucking, that's what they call it. It's sucking their essence out of them, and they use the essence. Does it show what they use it for in this scene? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're draining them of their life force, which is their essence, and they feed on it. The Skeksis feed on it to stay young. And it
Not
like
so
turns them
wrinkly.
younger. But then
Yeah.
it only lasts like a couple of seconds and it goes away. And that's when you realize like they've been using those characters to kind of do the same thing, but it's not working that long. And then they explain like that's why they need the Gelflings, because if you take the Gelflings essence, it lasts much longer.
Yep.
So yeah.
And this is the scene where we see those AT-ATs get messed up, they get pushed around, and this is
Killed
cool.
one of them, no? Did they kill
Yeah,
one of them? Yeah.
they kill both of them.
They knock them off the cliff or whatever?
Yeah, and I think they torture one.
Yeah.
They start eating one up. This was cool though, man.
Yeah, they're fighting, and that's when you realize that the female versions of Gelflings have wings, which is cool.
I love that scene though, where she goes, or yeah, when she goes like, no, he goes like, "Oh, you have wings? Like, how come I don't have wings?" He goes like,
No.
"Because I'm a female." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, I see how it is."
Yeah, that's funny.
Double standard here, huh?
Wow.
No kidding. Again, man, like look at this freaking set. It's freaking badass. Look how small she is, how small he is. It looks so good.
Are those on the left? Is that those things' legs? Jesus.
Probably.
Wow.
Dang.
It does look good though.
Yeah. And again, it's your
See
boy.
this friggin' weird whiny guy. It's over there lurking in the shadows, keeping an eye on them.
And again,
they're walking slow as hell to the castle.
yeah, they're taking their sweet ass time. And then he captures them, right?
Yeah. He sees them sneaking in and he captures them. And then he turns them in as if he's the one who found them.
No, he captures
in their
her.
good graces.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, because I think Jen like bites his. Oh, he stabs him.
Yeah.
He stabs him with the crystal in the hand and he gets away. So he ends up getting the girl and not the other one.
Look at that face on the guy.
Yeah, he's like.
I love this guy, man.
Yeah.
And it's like you said, like, yeah, he tries to sacrifice her or bring her back to get back into the good graces of the king. And now they're going to try this out on the girl. She gets
her essence.
She gets drained a bit, right? Pause.
Yeah. Yeah. For a little while, yeah.
Because her skin complexion turns white and everything. So I'm just like, oh crap.
It's starting to slowly like take her life away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, he fell down the fire while Jen's trying to save her.
Well, yeah, save her, but then she also gets the animals to save. Come help her
Oh,
too.
yeah, that's right. She
Yeah.
calls on all the animals that he has all locked up in there that he's been doing experiments on, and they break free and like start attacking the guy. And while he does that, she's able to escape. But then, what happens? The animals push the scientist guy like off the cliff or that opening.
Yeah, so they surround the scientist, and one of them starts biting his chest, and then he slowly falls over to the cliff, over the
fire.
cliff, or yeah, over the fire.
And I thought it was funny. Like then it shows the mystics, and just one of them dies, and they look at him like, oh shit, and they keep walking. Like that's kind of funny, dude. But that's how you notice, like, okay, these guys are connected somehow, you know.
Yeah, they
Like
coincide
first
with.
the first emperor died, and the one passed or went away, and then this same thing just happened. Like that one burned up, so this guy I don't know where it burns up. Kind of messed up.
I didn't think about that though. They're like, oh shit, like he
Yeah,
just
they kind of
burned.
look at him. They stop, they look, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And they keep walking. Like,
That's funny, man. Yeah, so they keep walking, and then they're there. I felt like I should have got that scene from Dumb and Dumber where who is it? Tom Hanks? Not Tom Hanks. Jim Carrey goes. He's going up the snow thing. He's like, "We're there." It's like all frozen and everything. I don't know if you
Yeah.
watched that.
yeah, I've seen it.
But there's the three sons. They're getting closer to be together, and it's getting close to time, and get Luke Skywalker back. And I found their humming to be really awkward, man. Like whatever
Really?
noise they were making. Yeah, it was kind of. I was like, oh, it's starting to it gets to me.
I think it's cool. I forgot why do they hum this time? Oh, because the Beatles are blocking the entrance, so they do that humming thing, and the Beatles move out of the way.
Yep.
It's like their way of communicating, I guess, or like
You're one with the Force.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. The Force or whatever. I guess.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
makes
make
sense when I'm watching it, but it's hard to explain it. you know?
Yeah, the humming basically lets them know like they, I guess
They're the
with-
ones.
Yeah,
They
they're the
belong
ones.
here.
So they move right away out of the way, and then you see the dark crystal starting to like go over this fire. Luke's looking after it, and he's going like, oh crap, the suns are about to line up, so we got to do something. I'm the chosen one. He has like a badass crystal in his hand.
And they're all surrounding the crystal
Yeah,
while he's trying to escape from the Beatles.
I like this scene right here. Like you get to see him, the Beatles are surrounding or starting to come around, and a lot of stuff is happening right here.
Yeah.
And then there she is too.
Well, she still looks like she lost her life a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. But then like as dumb as they are, they're definitely like very, I don't want to say good leaders, but they know how to get the word across to their slaves, warriors, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're creepy, dude.
And then Luke jumps on top of the dark crystal. He's like, "What do I do from here? I'm a dumbass." I feel like the whole movie he's there by accident. You know, he doesn't know like what to do or why he's there. But
like
it's
Jack
fate, right?
Sparrow. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
falls
exactly.
into where he's supposed to be. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And then this is where she gets stabbed in the back, and I was like, "Dang!"
Oh, by my favorite character too. That was my favorite one. He stabbed her
Yeah.
in the back.
Godlight statue says, "I remember this movie from a long time ago." I thought the scene was crazy, man.
What's up, Jimmy?
They stabbed the crap out of her.
There goes this girl.
Yep, and
She's
you
gone.
know.
There goes my baby.
And then he's like, "I
And
do
then the
anything."
eclipse lines up, and right when it lines up, he's like, "I'll just shove this thing right in this hole right here."
Yeah. Wait a minute. There's something else I can put in this one.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Hey, but like,
What?
I love how this scene all like added up or summed up because like it's perfect timing. You know, I know it's a movie and everything, but it was just like his girl gets stabbed, and the only way, I don't know, everything added up perfectly here. Like I was definitely like, it's an awesome resolution to what was going on. And then he's like, oh man, my shot, he's all stabbed up. I can't I can't talk to her anymore.
Once
then
he
everything-
connects the crystal to the big crystal, like all of them freeze, right? Because they're all like connected to it,
Well,
so they all freeze, all the Skeksis, and that's when he's like talking. He goes to see if she's okay or she's
They
lying
start-
on the ground.
they don't freeze, but they get scared of what's going on because the beetles start shattering, they start decomposing.
Oh yeah, everything starts falling apart.
Yeah, even the castle starts falling apart.
Yeah.
So they don't know what to do. Other than like they were saying like, oh, he's gonna be the end of us. He's gonna kill us. So we gotta kill him first. But there's the dog again. I don't know how he survived.
Oh, because he got tossed.
Yeah.
He got tossed down the hole, and you think he died, but he caught on to that arm that was holding the crystal.
I was like, dang, they got rid of this dog pretty quick.
Yeah. It is kind of funny when he gets tossed because he's just like, they toss him
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. They toss him really, really quick. And then you start seeing the slaves or like the prisoners going like, oh, we gotta get out of here. And this is when they start becoming one, right? With the
The crystal hits them, and then the Skeksis are trying to run away, and it connects them.
Mhm.
And then they freeze up, and they start merging, into one, which is what I was saying, like good and evil. And then
Yep.
you find out like they're two halves of one.
Yep.
And it was kind of like when the crystal shattered, everything shattered and split into two.
This reminded me of Lord of the Rings when you see those like kings,
Oh,
they
yeah,
become the witch kings, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
There's the castle is all crystal now, and
Mhm.
it doesn't look all ugly anymore. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But that's what I was gonna say. So when you said like, is the crystal, like the crystal stays in the castle, and the Skeksis are the ones that stayed in the castle when the crystal broke. So I guess like they can use the crystal to get visions and stuff. But I don't know. I'm assuming that's how they use it because they gotta keep it when they split up. But I don't know.
Yeah. Then like he doesn't wish for her to be alive, but like the guys go like, hey, you know, we're all one, right? Basically is the whole thing. We're all one people, and you know, you need her to, you know, blossom and not enjoy life.
Also,
but
he needs her to bring the Gelflings back because if she stays dead, that's it for the Gelflings.
that's true.
I need you guys to repopulate the earth. So
Yeah, and this I think this is the final scene. Exactly what you said. Like they're back together. They're all one, and now everything around around the castle is blossoming. Like everything's green instead of black,
yeah,
purple.
it's going back to the way it used to be.
Yeah, it looks cool, man. I really like this scene right here.
Yeah, it is cool.
It's 101 pictures, man. That's like the most pictures I've had for any type of review.
That's
like
cool.
the easiest
That's good.
movie to grab screen grabs from. But I'm gonna go over score and final thoughts. You want to go first, or you want to go first?
I can go first because mine's easy. Like, it's another 10 out of 10 bananas or 5 out of 5. Like, I love everything about this one. Like, I like the story. I like the Skeksis. I like the Mystics. I like the little guys. Like, I like Jen and Kira. I love Fizzgig, the little annoying dog. Like, I love everything about this one. So this one gets a perfect score for me. Even as an adult, like, the music is really good. Like the soundtrack, like whoever did the music for this it's really good. Everything about this is good to me. So, but also I have a lot of nostalgia for it. Like, it's just really good to me.
I find that like that's actually a good like contribution to your score overall because you have that connection to it, while other people, I don't like when people come off that approach where like they didn't have that experience, so they turn you down for having that nostalgia. It's like, oh, it's because you watched it a long time ago. Like that's why you still give it a perfect score. I'm like, that's your fault then, you know.
Yeah, it helps like to have that, like when you watch it, it takes me back to being a kid. It kind of gives you that same feeling inside, but I still feel like it holds up today. Like I understand with everything that we get today, like maybe this is, if you're not into the puppets and you're more like want CGI and more of a crazy compelling story, then maybe you're just more caught up in the way like movies are coming out today. But like I don't know, I like stuff from the 80s and 90s, and I like sci-fi fantasy stuff. So like for me, this is the kind of stuff I would like, and this is the kind of stuff I show my kids if I ever have kids.
Maybe tonight. No one knows. Was this done by Jim Henson? Yep, same guy
Yeah.
that did. Yep, same guy. So perfect score for Eddie. 5 bananas for Eddie. For me, I would give it. I've never watched this before. I was going with the whole feeling of like from the last 3 movies that we've seen. Like it
Out of the
hits.
3, yeah, what is it? That'd be a good comparison for you.
Yeah. For me, it gets a 4 out of 5. It's not a perfect one because I guess I gotta watch it a little bit more. The story is what knocks it up for me. I really like the graphics, like the puppets. It could be whatever as long as the story is good. Like that's what I care about the most. Like the puppets, the puppeteers behind them, the graphics is it's like a cool plus to it. But the story is very, very old. Like it's been done a billion times,
Yeah.
but this one knows how to tell it like really thoroughly, because like it's basically about a battle between good and evil. Good, it's kind of like cringy too, because good has to always win.
Yeah.
I did like it a lot. What else did I like? The story I did love, because like it's so simple, right? It's freaking no
It's
one's
good,
telling
man.
them. Yeah, no one's telling them to do these things, but they're doing it out of the gracious, part of their heart. I know like no one cares for that stuff anymore these days, but
Yeah, that's
I
why it's
thought,
good to me, because it's old school like that.
yeah. Rewatchability, I probably watch it during. I feel like this is like a Thanksgiving movie, Christmas movie. Like I probably put on to catch up on this one again. I'd be interested to see what I missed, or like what I pick up on the next time, on the next viewing. I only
Yeah, I
watched
feel
this
like
once.
if you don't love it, the only other time I could see you, well, if you don't love it, I don't see you rewatching it, because it's older with that puppet kind of stuff. Like, but I would think if you have kids, you could show it to your kids, or you like, yeah, if you just want like a feel good movie to like bring you back to nostalgia, or like, different than what's coming out nowadays. Like this is a good to watch this, like stuff like that. I don't know.
I feel like I should have watched this when I was a kid, but somehow this slipped by. Like I don't remember watching this as a kid
Because it's not
ever.
like a super popular movie. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's not like a old classic that everybody loves, like Star Wars, or you know older or stuff from the 80s like that in general. Like it's a random kind of movie. I only know it because my mom loved all the Jim Henson stuff. So like she showed me Labyrinth, she showed me this, she showed me Fraggle Rock, which is an old cartoon from before we were born, and she showed me the Muppets and like stuff like that. So dinosaurs. Like my mom was super into it, so that's the only reason why I know it, because it's not even from my generation either. So it's like it's kind of random that I would know it at all, but I am very thankful that I watched it as a kid, because it makes it that much cooler to me. You
Hell
know,
yeah. But out of all the movies, I think what was the
which
other movie? Yeah.
Legend and Labyrinth. Out
Ooh,
of all these 3, which one is your favorite?
I gotta say, I like Labyrinth, but I love Legend. Like I want to watch that again.
Wow.
Like because like the freaking the devil, that character. I know he's not in the movie too much, but the story is good. Tom Cruise is cool, but when it gets to that devil part, I'm just like 100% has my attention. Like 1,000% has my attention. I'm like, dang, it's
Cool.
like good and evil again. And then there's
Yeah.
the void, which kind of freaked me out. I was like, who's in the void? Like
Yeah.
what is the void? That was cool. But I would say Legend.
That's cool.
Yours out of those three, like
Probably
Legend,
this one.
Labyrinth. This one.
Yeah, this one is. I don't know if I saw this one before I saw Labyrinth, but I love this movie, dude. And also just because it's like all puppets. Labyrinth has Jareth and the girl, which is cool, but this is more like it's just all puppets, which is really cool. And it has that prequel, which made me love this even more. I might rewatch that actually because I have no shows really right now, so I might go back and rewatch that Age of Resistance. I'm really bummed that got canceled, man. Kind of sucks.
So I might pick it up, or it'll probably get popular again after this review. Okay.
Wow.
All right, man.
Yeah, cool that we watched it. Cool that we went down that 80s trip for a couple movies. That was cool.
Yeah. So next movie, I had some. I don't know if they're great or good movies. I had two picks: Hellboy, Pacific Rim, or Nacho Libre. Just
Damn,
getting
dude.
back to the fun
Guillermo
one.
del Toro did the first Hellboy too, right?
The first Hellboy. Yep.
And Pacific Rim. Damn, I love
Yeah.
Del Toro.
Got to keep it mixed.
And what was the third one you said?
Nacho Libre.
Dude, I love all of those. So whatever one you pick, dude, I love all of those movies, man. But
Nelson-
Guillermo del Toro's dope. He's
Nelson says The Dark Crystal was an excellent movie using puppetry into the cinema way before computer-generated special effects.
yeah. Dude.
Yeah. I want to do.
Let's
You pick,
see.
man.
The one I probably seen the most recently was Pacific Rim, but even that one I haven't seen for like, I don't know, maybe a year. But I feel like that's the one I've seen the most recently. But I love, yeah, you could pick any three of those, and I'd be happy to watch them again because I haven't seen any of them in a while,
Yeah.
and I love all three of them. But yeah, you could pick. I don't want to pick for you.
Yeah. I want to do something. Let's do something funny. Let's do Nacho Libre.
Okay. I love that. I could do that one right now without even watching.
What?
I could do that one right now. I just did a quote
Nacho.
yesterday. What did he say? We were streaming. What was yesterday? Saturday?
Sweaty
Oh no,
feet.
no. Yesterday was Sunday, so it's Saturday, Friday, something. Maybe it was on Friday on LWO. I did a quote, and I forgot what he said. When he's like, "Save me a piece of that corn for later,"
Yeah.
something like that. I
Yes.
think that's it.
Save me a piece. What else?
Yeah.
There's a billion quotes on this movie.
Dude, I love that movie.
Chancho. Chancho.
Little Chancho. Little Chancho. Yeah. That's a good movie. I am. That's a good that has a good soundtrack too. It's good. Jack Black's one of my favorite comedian and actors in general of all time, man. He has some
I've
good
never-
like serious ones too. He's just good.
I haven't met him yet. I gotta meet that guy. That's
Dude,
like
I would
one
love to meet
guy.
him.
Yeah. I'll get autograph like on my mustache or something. Like I
Wow.
don't care. That guy's funny.
I would love a collectible figure of Jack Black.
Oh, but what character? Nacho or like
Blitzway teased
Tenacious D?
School of Rock.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's a good movie too,
They-
actually.
They teased that they were gonna make it years ago, and they never made it, dude. It's sitting. It's on Sideshow's like coming soon page where like,
Yeah.
they have all that stuff. It's on there. They
Where
never
everything
made
goes to
it.
die, supposedly.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much, dude.
All right, so Nacho Libre.
Sick.
Sweet. I saw did you get Sean to do that cool thing or nah?
No, I never pay attention either when he says "cool," man. I
I'll
talked
try
about
to.
the stream on his stream, but yeah, I didn't get him to say "cool."
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll try to get him to say it one day.
You got a super
Oh,
chat.
we got to do this one day.
Oh, can
We might get canceled. We
Yeah,
might
that's the only thing you can't talk about it live. Like, well, yeah, it's a tough one, man. 'Cause
No,
some
you
of the
can't.
funniest parts are the shit that Robert Downey Jr. says, and like half of it you can't say,
When
except
Vince-
for "I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude."
dude.
Yeah, it's good. Dude.
That's the theme song to the Jefferson.
Yeah, that's a theme song to the Jeffersons.
Oh,
Just
man.
because it is, don't mean it ain't true.
Okay, we're gonna get canceled.
Nah,
Wait,
Yeah,
are you about to go to another show right now? You have to jump to
I
another
told him I can't make it. because I got all that. I literally went to Costco and bought like a ton of meat. I'm gonna go grill it and start meal prepping for the week. So
Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of meat. I just use the air fryer and just season it already. Put it in the fridge. All right, man. Well, let's get out of here. Nelson, Godlight Statues, Pedro, Paul, and everybody else that joined. Thank you guys for checking it out, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.